All right, Brandon, thanks very much.
Today,
welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA
Bank
Sports
Field
Halftime Report. We just watched a very good first half out of a veteran, Big Ben. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
We'll see Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on Mitchell Trubisky and the Chicago Bears.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up here as we resume action in the third quarter. Taken in at the 3. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball.
Josh
as you said, not even get to the red zone. Not even put points on the board.
Jacksonville.
They've got to just take a deep breath,
On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson.
And call more of that.
And up at the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Right the Bears getting the football here. Jackson with a hit on the Dobbins on the edge of QB. Is going to be fourth year now for North Carolina. Mitchell Trubisky. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
This defense just flat getting after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. What numbers do you trust right there? 8-7, 15 starts last year, but he was 11-3 the year before. The Bears' offense, though, in 2019, just 25th in passing and 29th overall. They're looking for Mitchell Trubisky to elevate his game and bring the Bears along with him.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. They'll run for the first time with Tariq Cohen. He takes this for 3 to the 29. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
That's when you kind of get down, give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they were back the third manageable with that run. I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Give the sack to Aaron Lynch, the former USF first catch. So they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked first down there.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Jackson and his speed, his elusiveness, and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. From the gun, it's Trubisky. On 1st and 10, it's down again. It's Big Vince Williams who made the tackle.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack. You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
They'll go again with Dobbins. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the $1 to kick away. Sets up 3rd and 6.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback.
They'll score out a 36-yard punt, and the Jaguars go on offense first down and 10. Here's the Jaguars offense for the first time with Gardner Minshew. The Washington State threat to run. He's got the first down. He was the NFL's leading rusher among QBs a year ago.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheet, defense, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. He was a 6th-round pick. He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit.
Forced him onto the field in the second quarter of Week 1. The Jaguars went 6-6 with him as a starter in 12 opportunities. Now they've got a chance to continue to progress and move forward with Gardner Minshew leading their team.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. Throwing now, Jackson on first down.
Extra tight ends, extra beat. They want to run the football.
And he'll go
that
down,
and that will do it.
If you get struck out on the perimeter, you're now in Pittsburgh. Negative yards. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Minshew to get 7 on that first down pass play. Takes this second and 3 near the 45-yard line. So that one will get him halfway to the first down marker. 7 yards makes it 3rd and 7 first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
It's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yards to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Run for it with Dobbins. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Minshew throwing on 3rd down. Conley's got it over the middle. Have to think about going. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4.
Maybe too so for your field tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. It's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, the game the underneath stuff, you got to go and make the tackle right away.
1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They're going for it with Dobbins. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. 4th down on his Logan Cook to punt. Tariq Cohen is deep for the Bears. So it's Raven football. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line. They've come up with offensively. They decided it's going for it on 4th and 1, maybe to the dismay of their offense, but hey, a nice consolation prize down inside the 5. That would
nice consolation prize indeed. So maybe the offense is upset, but they show confidence in their defense.
Just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Jackson's throw caught here by Boykin. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That completion helps out in a nice way.
On first down, Trubisky.
Time, but guess what? They've got to make sure
Rodney Gunter able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot. Now Jackson is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Out of the backfield. Let me do the Ravens are going to have first and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
They're able to convert on 3rd down. That sets up a 1st and goal.
Brandon's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know
right now behind center.
They're going to have to stop the clock.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they've got work to do here after this 1st and goal. And it's caught. He takes it across out of the gun, running with Cohen. Taking the lead. He'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Wow. Call it a gain of 5 that time. They'll be left with a 3rd down so focused on the guys out wide. They forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers,
and the Jags have
exactly
5 in the secondary here on 3rd down.
Work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes?
Now Trubisky.
The back in the backfield.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be in for the extra point.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to give them the football again after this one.
That was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And the touchdown and PAT mean we are tied here in the final minute of play. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the second time. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the second time here in this game.
And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet
at 7 down
and go to
as
a
they kick
spot
it
that they
away.
haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense
That'll be
moving.
taken about a yard deep. How do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you call
he
before.
stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone
maybe try
down
and
to a
find
knee
one
at
of
the
those special
25.
plays from one of your better players and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
There's a throw to his running back. It's going to clean here. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
They get out
just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe spike it and stop it. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back to try and get range and win this game. It turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now it's Roethlisberger. From the gun, Minshew to throw. Caught Eifert over the middle. And he can't get it past the 35. He'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30 at this point in the game. Calais Campbell fighting his way home for the sack. And we say it all the time, first quarter, to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game as best they can. And if you get 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting
after the penalty,
their work.
A fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Got to imagine the gun is Minshew. Equally intense here on 2nd down, following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. But it's going to be 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give the receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds.
Here, back-to-back sacks. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
They want to accomplish offensively.
Looking to throw it. Minshew.
His throw on their play sheet.
The 5. And the Jaguars are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Minshew and Shark on the hookup. Their first down, Jacksonville. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. On 3rd down, it's Connor. And he'll take this for sure. This might be what will prove to be the final play of this ball. This one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score.
We looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
If the team receives the ball side, easy touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So it's still 1st and goal, but now they get to try from a bit closer. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette.
Just
and he pushes for start. It comes up short as the kicks as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be stopped up at the 25 after 1 on EA Sports.
At their own 25-yard line.
Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around the league are still adjusting to the idea of going downfield, scoring a touchdown wins the game because they were used to just going downfield and trying to get in field goal range to win a game.
From the 1.
Still having to make that transition. Let's face it now, the ones who are doing it best
they'll
know they need to go down and attack, put the ball in the end zone,
halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
2
runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air to start overtime?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're going to go and play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get it as they stop him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
This defense is really pulling around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now for Roethlisberger. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Calais Campbell picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially
be an easy one.
But he tried to conjure up some escapability.
The kick by Lambeau is good.
He was getting away on that.
And the Jaguars grab a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there.
And completes it to Smith-Schuster.
He will
have the Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow them to convert a 3rd and 18 to kick this one. These overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial in. It's Patterson.
When you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just
penalty markers down on the field.
You've got to go to the guys
they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive.
To make the plays. Well, they say it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position. So from the 36, first and 10.
With that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
That one caught by the rookie Chase Claypool. And Trubisky brings the Bears up first and 10 at the 19-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined. Now Trubisky's going to give this to Montgomery. Back-to-back really nice plays. This defense got 2 timeouts. Maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of 10 yards. It was kind of stacked up. Found a little bit of yardage. And frankly, they're pretty close to stand out schedule on offense. And just still open for the coordinator. We're in OT. This is big time.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a first and 7 at the 48-yard line. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Here's a pass swung out
did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride with it. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion
for 28 yards.
Well, that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield.
They into the line facing a 3rd and 7, following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Other blockers out in front. Completed the pass beautifully. So now you got Trubisky space with big guys
Robinson with a big catch. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28. Allen Robinson now with the Bears, but he spent the first 10 of his NFL season in a Jaguar uniform. You might remember he had the breakout year in 2016 where he had 80 catches for 1,400 yards and a leading 14 touchdown receptions. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on first and 10. They'll try again 2nd and 10 on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still. Gotta like the way they're moving the football.
Absolutely, pretty good room to run.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, get to the passing game each and every time now for Pittsburgh.
8 yards the game on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Opening drive here in overtime.
And can you feel the tension
Trubisky's throw pulled in by Robinson. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 29-yard line.
Each play
they give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
As this drive continues.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And this will be caught. Touchdown. They needed overtime to get it done, but put this one in the win column. Touchdown. First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Today's great game that we got to see and making it extra special. From the shotgun. shotgun is Trubisky. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
They're giving him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big third down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
The Bears on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Trubisky to throw. Jacksonville's pass defense holds serve. 4th down.
Had to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts. This time on 3rd down.
Eddie Pinheiro on now for the Bears. This from 44 yards out, left hash. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Jacksonville back on offense and ready to take over. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime report.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on second down. Minshew, quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Oh, incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it there. And it'll be second down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
They work again from the 38 on second and 10. It'll be Minshew again. That is caught at the 7. Touchdown, Jaguars. Chris Conley, 38 yards. And the Jaguars have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it results in a touchdown for Jacksonville. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. They were trying to create some space to run. They created the penalty.
And you work on it so much. You work on it so hard. But it's tough to simulate game speed in practice, and that often runs you into a penalty.
So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Here's Trubisky. Gets this to his running back, Tariq Cohen. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7. Now Trubisky to throw. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. They go play action with Trubisky. They'll roll him out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Chicago. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. He'll take it at the 42. 35 yards that time on the punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Jags football again. DJ Chark ready to rock and roll. Second quarter here. He has only 1 catch, but they have the lead. You got to think, though, he's going to be more involved at some point.
That's what you would expect, but sometimes what defenses do to take away a player of his magnitude, it costs them in other areas. And right now, with them losing, they may have to change their focus, and maybe he will open up a little bit more as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, so far, just the single catch. Now Minshew on 1st and 10.
And he'll get this underneath to Thompson.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Minshew sets to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Minshew. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Eddie Goldman with a sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. He's going to need a little mustard on this one. It will be a 51-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback. No reason to do anything foolish as they'll snap it one more time on first down. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a strong first half from our quarterback. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Second half beginning with a run from Fournette. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Minshew. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. DJ Chark, first-time Pro Bowler, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw to Thompson on the screen. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
Here's Logan Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and the Bears take over. Mitchell Trubisky on his way out, the subject of our players' spotlight, and he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. A throw left side to start the drive is complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Allen Robinson, 55 yards. And the Bears draw a bit closer. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And he puts it through there within 3. It's 13-10. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. After the touchdown on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. Their lead down to a field goal now as they start with a 1st and 10. And they'll run with a man signed away from Washington. It's Chris Thompson. The tackle by Robert Quinn. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Still 9 yards to go on second down from the 27. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. D.D. Westbrook, 73 yards. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Lambeau on for the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Back out onto the field comes Allen Robinson. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jared Wilson, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. Now, these guys hardly got a chance to catch their breath after the quick turnover, but I doubt they're complaining much.
Especially with the field position they get to start with. I wouldn't be complaining either. I'd want to get right back out there and get after them because now you have an opportunity to make a big play. I'd say let's be aggressive and go after him.
They'll run on first down. Thompson, he'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, a run with Thompson. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. 2 yards on the first down carry and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. The catch made by James O'Shaughnessy, the tight end. And he is going to have a Jags first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. To Thompson on the draw. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Akeem Hicks that time on the tackle.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Minshew going to keep it. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
He'll look to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Akeem Hicks at 6'5", 332 finds his way home for the sack.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. They'll turn to Thompson. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what, right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it, and I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
And no hesitation about this decision here. Confidently, they're going to go for this. 4th and goal from the 3. They'll go with a big bank Fournette. He's fighting, but they're not going to let him in. Stopped at the 2-yard line. Leonard Fournette denied on 4th and goal. And the Chicago defense able to come up with a goal line stand. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Josh Allen able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. The Bears on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Montgomery. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. 1st down.
Nice gain there by the 2nd-year runner out of Iowa State, David Montgomery, who often finishes his runs moving forward and knocking defenders back. He finished tied with Josh Jacobs for the most carries by a rookie last year, but what the Bears need from him, improve on his 3.7 yards per attempt. If he gets that up into the 4s, look out. He can control a game with his running.
Now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Trubisky. That is caught by Cohen. Not much there, only a yard.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now it's Trubisky. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the 4th quarter, picking up the 1st.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time, and that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Four receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. Now it's Trubisky. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quit in him.
0.
They'll throw on 1st down with Trubisky. And now he's going to use his legs. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A 1st down, a 16-yard gain. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down. Late in the game, defense trying to avoid a big play. He's able to work out of the passing game, turn it into a run, pick up the 1st, and stop the clock as well.
And you know in this situation, everything is sped up. The intensity, the thinking, everyone's movement. But for a quarterback, he has to continue to be what we call a flatliner. Level in everything he does and read the clock, feel it in the pocket, and go at the appropriate time.
Trubisky to throw. He'll find Miller. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. Of course, remember, you need a touchdown here and a field goal.
Doesn't matter the order, but they have to get it done and get it done fast.
The clock still runs. We're at 90 seconds now. From the red zone now, here's Trubisky on 1st down. His throw caught at about the 5. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Bears have cut it to within a score.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed. But if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right. And if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17. A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. So they got their touchdown, now down a field goal. Here comes the onside kick. And the Jaguars are going to cover this one up. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are.
Ready, set.
Fournette, a 1st down carry. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Come on, set. Booty base.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh.
From the gun, Minshew to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed, It's intercepted. Picked off by Buster Skrine. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. You got the slim lead late and the football, so why are you throwing it there?
Remember during the year when we asked one of the head coaches, if you're in this spot, why would you throw the ball? And he talked about trust in his quarterback and trust in his offense.
But still.
And then at the end he kind of went, yeah, not really a good reason.
Right. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. After the interception, here's Trubisky. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle. Kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
They'll look to throw. And now he'll tuck it and run. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
1st down now, but the clock continues to move. Now it's Trubisky. On the move to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
Containing him is becoming a big problem. We've already seen this once earlier on this drive.
Yeah, and so now 2 times this has happened. Do you adjust something?
Yeah, I think you do. I think you got to start thinking about your rush lanes. Try not to either get too wide or too narrow. Make sure someone is there waiting for him to take off.
He's back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Florida, C.J. Henderson. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
Down. 18 Gator.
Minshew down to a knee, victory formation, and that should be just about it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.